Hi guys, welcome to video 7. We're going to look at how to read news articles in this short video. So let's get started. Before you look for a news article, think about what your opinion is. This is important because people tend to look for articles that agree with their opinion. The problem with that is we don't look at other points of view. Scientists call this the confirmation bias. And what that means is you only look for things or information that confirms your beliefs, rather than looking at what the facts are. And sometimes the facts don't agree with what we think. So basically, we should try to look for different opinions in articles before we make a judgment or decision. When we read anything, we have to connect what we are reading to our own life experience and other things that we have read. Connections are really important because they make our discussions really interesting. As you found in the classroom, it's sometimes we can understand a topic and we can think of ideas about the topic. But if we can't link or connect those ideas to examples in our own experience or in the society around us, they can be seen as fantasies or just our imagination. So to make our ideas more real or concrete, we need to connect them to our life experiences. When you read a news article, it can be very long and full of really difficult words. What we're going to talk about today is reading quickly. You don't need to read everything in a news article, and knowing what you need to read is going to help you get the information you want much faster. The first thing we can do when we find a news article is to skim. You may have already studied this in a reading class. Skimming is just looking at the headlines, looking at the pictures, and trying to get a general idea about the content. So you found a news article and you've skimmed through it. Looks like it might be interesting. What are you going to do next? You're going to read the first paragraph or the first 2 or 3 paragraphs. These are called lead, and the lead is similar to the hook sentence. It introduces the topic and main idea. Now, you might be thinking hook sentences were difficult, but in news articles, it's a little more simple. Well-written or good news articles use what you studied in junior high school, the 5W1H. The lead paragraphs will tell you what the article is about, where it's happening, what the problem is, if there's a problem, why there's a problem, who is involved, and sometimes, not always, how. So, using these questions and looking at the first few paragraphs, you can quickly get a good idea of what the complete article is about. Then you can decide if you want to read it in more detail to find the examples, the facts, the information that will support that main idea. So if you think the article is interesting, read the other paragraphs and look for those reasons and examples. You can take notes of those in a notebook, and you can compare them to other articles that you might read. We call this digging deeper. And throughout this course, I've been asking you to think about making questions and going a little bit deeper into the topics that we're discussing. Hopefully, looking at news articles now will be a bit simpler. We're going to practice this in class. So finally, it's time to head to Monologue, open up the Google form. At the end of the questions this week, there's a section which will link to a newspaper article, and I'd like you to practice using the 5W questions and see what ideas you come up with. There may be some difficult words, but don't worry. You should be able to find the answers before next class. If you want to read the rest of the article for more ideas and reasons and examples, please go ahead. Or you might like to find your own articles and read those instead. Good luck and see you in next class.